Hey, I'm Batman, and today I'm gonna make a bat signal using Polly Plastic. This is about 3/4 of a cup of Polly Plastic molded down. I use the color pellets to dye it black. I'm going to roll it, and I'm putting down some wax paper because my roller said that it was non-stick. Apparently they did not mean polyplastic non-stick because it stuck right to it. And through the miracles of editing, you don't get to see where I screwed up. You'll notice that the glass is kind of moving around and this is kind of moving around. It's because it's got water, so it's kind of sliding, which seems like it may be a bad thing, but actually it's a good thing for us in this case because all the fingerprints that happen when you are messing with the plastic will be gone. They'll be gone because the water, and I actually have a little bowl right here, if you get fingerprints on it, heat the material back up and dip your finger in water and rub it across it, and it actually gets rid of the finger marks and makes your product smooth. So if you don't want something with texture on it, you want it nice and flat, that's the way to go. You'll also notice that I'm not using a Pyrex dish, I'm using just a piece of glass. My Aunt Vicky, shout out Aunt Vicky, noticed that it was kind of hard for me to get up in the glass. So I found an old piece of glass from a TV stand, and that's what I'm using to smush it down with. And there we go. And really, I'm not worried about this side getting fingerprints anyways, because we're making something that you won't see the back side. So it really doesn't matter. Now I'm just kind of pushing it out even further. It's actually still pretty hot, but I'll show you. If you take water and rub it, I know you may not be able to see that on the camera, but that little spot right there doesn't have any fingerprints. The rest of it does. Okay, I went ahead and I printed out a picture of the bat logo. For all you that are like, oh my god, that's not the right one. This is the one from the 1989 movie where it was in the bat signal, so get off of it, nerds. The flattened piece of polyplastic, you'll notice it's kind of got some divots in it and stuff. This is a handmade thing. I'm not really worried about it being that way. If I wanted to, I could perfect that. You can actually use a pasta press I've seen people use to make it nice and flat. I'm not too worried about it. It's a handmade thing. If somebody doesn't like it, they can get over it. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this image on here. I'm going to show you a trick that I teach my art students when you're trying to make an exact copy, or when you're maybe your art skills aren't as good as they should be. I printed out the logo. Yeah, I realize it's in black. My ink is running out on my printer. All you do is take a pencil and you go over the line. I actually learned this trick when I was probably about 7. Mom was making something, shout out Mom, using Ninja Turtles. And we were painting them all over a desk that we had. And we wanted to make a bunch of them. And you know, Ninja Turtles, they're exact same, just except the bands are a different color. So we went and we did this trick, transferred it a bunch of times, and made all the Ninja Turtles and only had to draw it once. Now, if you can freehand it, you can definitely go ahead and freehand this on there. I could do that. I just wanted to make it kind of inclusive for people. So what you're going to do now is you're going to lay it face down so you don't see the pencil marks. And then you're going to take your pencil and rub over the back. Let's see if you can see it on the screen. If I get up, there you go. You can see it made the impression of the bat logo. So now I'm going to use my tin snips like a pair of scissors, and I'm just going to go through here and cut this bad boy out. And you may want to cut off little pieces because it's going to be difficult if you didn't roll it out very thin, which mine are brand new, so they're cutting pretty good. But this is, I did leave it pretty thick, so I'm straining a little bit. Go ahead and cut that piece off. Okay, I've heated back up the scraps, part of it anyways. I'm gonna make, we'll say, 2 balls. Trying to get them close to the same size. And all I'm gonna do is round it into a peg that I'm gonna stick right there on the back. And I'm gonna go with the thickest part where the wings are. So I've got the side that I want face down, and all I'm gonna do is shape it into a cylinder, like so, and then stick it where I want it. I'm going to flatten it down because I don't need it to be that far from it. Same for this one. I'm going to make a little cylinder. And I know some of you are perfectionists and you're going to want to make them exactly perfect. Really, the only thing that needs to be perfect on this is that they are level. So I'm going to take this other piece of glass that I have and I'm going to smash it so that they are level. And that's really it for this particular part. Now I have pegs that I can mount the I can mount the lights to. All right, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put screws in. You may notice I already have 2 in there because I pressed record and it didn't record. So I've got it centered the best I could on my plywood, and now I'm gonna put it back down and see if I can't put 2 more screws in there. The reason I didn't drill a hole was because this stuff is really thin. I didn't really think it needed one, so I'm just going to put 2 more screws in there just to be safe. All right, I'm going to use a Dremel, a rotary tool. You don't necessarily even have to use this. I'm sure you could probably use an X-Acto knife and bore out a hole. And I do realize this isn't the proper tool to be using to put that through there. The bit, I don't care. It's about the right diameter. I just need it big enough that I can fit these lights through it, so that's plenty big enough. I'm gonna pick a spot right in the center. It's gonna be loud, so I apologize. What's going on with my autofocus? Let's crank up the speed there. Try not to catch my kitchen on fire. Got my hole drilled, nice and charred, nice smell going all through the air. I'm gonna shove the lights all the way through there, and then I'm gonna wrap them around those 2 little prongs that we made in the front. It's got a battery pack attached to it. What I forgot to mention was, if it's going to be something that has the pack behind it, we need to put a block or something to space it from the wall, so there's a gap that you can lay it up against the wall if you're going to put it up against the wall. Luckily, I bought some little blocks that I'm just going to glue to the back, and hopefully that'll work for it. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap these lights down through there. This probably would have been something easier had I not put the logo on already. So all I'm doing is pushing them. Let's go ahead and glue this thing down. I'm going to glue it to where it slides off easy, but I want it to be able to where you could reach it. So we're going to put it right down there at the bottom. That makes sense to me. The side closest to you. Got me some Gorilla Glue. Squirt a healthy dose on there. Yeah. Coat it nice and good. Gorilla Glue is good for everything. Okay, got the glue on there. Now let's position it where we want it. I want it right there. So you can still reach it from underneath, but it's not visible if you're looking at it straight on. While we're here, let's go ahead and glue the blocks. Have some blocks. I think 4 will do us just fine. We'll do the same thing. We'll use Gorilla Glue for it. You could use hot glue. You could screw them in. You could be a little bit more precise, efficient. This is just faster. And actually what I think I'm going to do for it to dry is just let the weight push down on the blocks. Alright, rub that in there so it gets a nice hold on all of that block, that surface space. Now you could do all this woodwork yourself. I bought it at a store, at Hobby Lobby. Like I said, this was $2 for 4 or for 3 of them. The wood blocks I think were $3 for 16. Bam, like that. Let's see. Okay, that's good. So we're going to flip this over and continue working. All right. Now all I'm going to do, just like you do your garden hose, is wrap these lights, hopefully where you can't see. This is the end result, our bat signal. I'm going to go back and make this where you can't see the actual lights, point them and stuff them in where you can cover it up a little bit better. But that's the basic idea of it. Remember, I used Polly Plastics Moldable Plastic, autofocus, there you go. This is what I use to make the bat signal with. It's a great product. Don't forget to go to the website www.polyplastics.com and look at all the products that they have to offer. You can also be looking forward to a video using this. It is a 2-part putty that you can make molds out of. Instead of having to mix liquids and get ratios, you just mix it according to weight. Thank you for watching this video. Like it, subscribe, share it with somebody. Hopefully you will try and make this. If you do, put a picture of it down in the post so I can see it and see your rendition of it. I am Thomas. I hope you had fun watching this. I hope you have fun making.